Okay, so now that we've got our 4 different vase attempts done, we're going to take the favourite of each one to complete a design comparison table. So that can be used to help choose a final design, especially if you're struggling, and this will get you marks for basically assessing and evaluating your work. So this is a really good way of doing it for your controlled assessment as well. So we're going to very quickly talk about how to fill this table in and how to choose which one your best design is based on that. Now, on your evidence pages at the bottom, you said which one your favourite design was from these. So, for example, if you take your extruded shape, your favourite one from there, then you can copy and paste it onto here. So extruded shell vase, and this is where to put the picture of your favourite extruded one. So my favourite one was this. So I'm going to very quickly do a snip of my favourite one. You guys have already done this, so you can just copy and paste yours. There we go. Now, I would like you to make sure that they're not too big, shrink them down, and have one for all 4. So my favourite rotated one was the 2-part one. I really like this one. So I'm going to do a snip of that. Now you're getting the idea. You do that for all 4 and you end up with it completely filled in. So there we go, that's all 4 of mine on there, and now we have to evaluate it. So down the side, we're going to be marking things out of 10. So the first one we're going to look at is a mark out of 10 for creativity. That's how unusual and weird and wacky and wonderful it is. So 10 is really super creative. Now I think this one is unusual because that was my wavy line one, but it is just straight up and down, so let's maybe give that a 6 out of 10. Now this one, it comes in 2 parts. It's a bit unusual, you don't see that very often, but they are quite simple shapes, so maybe a little bit nicer than that one. Now my bumblebee dude, I think he's really funky. He's really creative and unusual. And then this end one, I have seen those before in shops actually. They're not particularly unique. It is creative and fun though, so I'm going to give it a 4. Now we do that for all of these sections. The next one down is how practical it is. So for example, will it fall over? Will it leak? Have you got room to actually put stuff in it? Has it got a flat bottom so that it stands on the side? Or did you perhaps forget to put the holes in so that you could hang it up? So how practical it is. So that one's really practical. It's really easy to stand up, but it has got some little tight corners that might be quite hard to get to clean. That one's really practical, really easy to use to separate and clean. He's going to be really easy to plant something in the top of, and I think it'd be quite fun and easy to hang it up somewhere on those. And this one's going to be really, really easy to use and really stable, so let's give him 10. Desirability is whether people would want to buy it. Now you've got to think about all sorts of people, not just your nanny or whoever is going to be buying flowers, but would other people like it too? So we're thinking about everyone If you were doing your coursework, you would be marking this perhaps just for your clients, whether your clients would buy it, not necessarily everybody. So I don't think many people would necessarily buy that one. This one I think could be quite popular, but it is just being used for bulbs, which is not the most common type of plant. That one, I could see lots of parents buying that for kiddies, lots of present ideas. Nanny and Grandad would quite like those around the garden, perhaps. And those ones, like I say, I have seen those sold in shops, so I know that they do sell quite well. And the last point is about how safe they are. So if they got sharp bits like this one, or if they got parts that could fall apart and fall over, or weak bits that could break and come off. So this one, it has got some sharp bits. It's not that ideal really. This one, it is quite sturdy, but I think if you bumped it, it would quite easily separate and fall over. I think we could have a bit of a problem if the plant's heavy with his wings breaking off. And then this one over here, it's not really got any sharp corners. It's not likely to fall over. There we go, let's do that. Now, the idea is down at the bottom, we add the marks up and we end up with a total out of 40. Okay, so I've got my totals at the bottom. So the one that got the lowest mark, I'm not surprised, is the extruded one that's just the wavy shape, and the highest one is my bumblebee character at the top. So that's quite cool because I quite like him. So what you do at the bottom, please, is you indicate to me what the highest score was, why you think it got the highest score, and if you were to change one thing, what would it be? So have a think about what it perhaps didn't score very well on in the table, or if it scored well on all of them, is there something that you or a friend can think of that would make it even better?